Welcome to Wednesday's first video with new stories from Ethiopia and Eritrea. Firstly, Eritreans are complaining of high ticket prices being charged by Ethiopian airline. Around $1,000 are being charged for a return trip from Asmara to Addis, then back to Asmara. And some other complaints are also being seen against Ethiopian airline. Secondly, we have a new story about Ethiopia Somaliland cooperation. A top Ethiopian military delegation is in Somaliland. An Ethiopian delegation visited South Sudan as well yesterday. What is happening? No cooperation between Ethiopia and Somalia. Rather, cooperation between Ethiopia and Somaliland is being seen. Thirdly, we have a new story from Tigray yesterday. Foreign diplomats, US, EU, special envoys, ambassadors of France, Italy, Canada and UK, not France, they visited Tigray, and US special envoy and US shocked affairs in Ethiopia, Tracy and Jacobson visited some warehouses, UN aid warehouses in Mekelle. Yesterday I reported that the delegation just held talks and returned, but now we have received some pictures. In fact, shared by US Embassy in Addis Ababa. So US Special Envoy and US Shocked Affairs visited some warehouses of food, stored food items in Mekelle. What did they see there? Two news stories from Oromia. Firstly, we know that Jawar was not invited to a conference organized by Oromo Studies Association (OSA) 3 days ago. Bekele Garba was invited. I reported there were some disagreements within the body OSA. We were waiting for some official confirmation, formal confirmation. Now, Oromo Studies Association, OSA's OSA's president a few hours ago in an interview confirmed disputes regarding invitation to Jawar. What were the disputes? And lastly, some OLA-backed news sources are sharing pictures of the service card of an ENDF officer. And service card and Motorola set, wireless set are being shown. It is being claimed that this ENDF officer of Ethiopian National Army has been killed in an attack in southern Oromia. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, Ethiopian airline operates between Addis Ababa and Asmara. I think it is the only airline operating along this route. And those who travel using the airline, they are complaining that the airline is charging extremely high ticket prices. Around $900 are being charged for a return trip, Asmara to Addis, back to Asmara. And New Jersey to Addis, Addis to New Jersey, a ticket price is almost around $1,000. So why is that such high prices are being charged by Ethiopian airline? Is it because it has monopoly, because there is no other airline? Or is it due to some other factors? Some Eritreans have shared other complaints as well. They say that they have to pay in dollars at ticket office in Asmara to buy tickets of Ethiopian airline. And there is only one ticket office in entire Eritrea if you want to travel by Ethiopian airline. So that is why the airline is charging too much. What we tried to confirm was how much occupied these flights are. Asmara to Addis flights, around 10 flights a day. we could not find details. If the flights are full, then the airline should not charge so much. Yes, we know that overall flight fares have increased across the world in the last 2 to 3 years. And 2 years ago, Asmara Addis return ticket price was around $200. From $200 to $900, this increase is too much. So yes, ticket prices, airline ticket prices have gone up definitely, but not this much. Question is, why isn't Eritrea restarting Eritrean airline? It was dismantled some years ago. Eritrea came under sanctions, and international airlines stopped flights to Eritrea, and it became difficult for Eritrean government to acquire planes. But with Chinese Russian help, Eritrea can build an airline. It should work on building an airline. So while you are dependent on just one airline, Ethiopian airline, and there is no competitor, it means that this airline will have its way. But Eritrean government should talk to Ethiopian airline, or should talk to the concerned quarters. Why is that so much high prices are being charged? Secondly, we have a new story about Ethiopia-Somaliland cooperation. We know that Ethiopia-Somalia relations are a little tense these days, because Hassan Sheikh so far has not visited Ethiopia. He has visited all the neighboring countries, Kenya and Djibouti, Eritrea, Middle Eastern countries as well, Tanzania and Egypt too, but so far no visit to Ethiopia. So there are tensions. And meanwhile, we are hearing rumors that PM Abiy, Ethiopian PM, missing these days by the way, could visit Hargeisa, Somaliland's capital, in coming days. Yesterday, a top military delegation of Ethiopian military intelligence arrived in Hargeisa. You can see a picture on screen. The picture shows head of Ethiopian military intelligence. His name is Birhano Kabbede. He arrived in Hargeisa. He was received by Somaliland's military officials. What is the purpose of this visit? Ethiopia-Somaliland economic security cooperation is increasing. Ethiopia would like to seek a closer alliance with Somaliland if Ethiopia's relations with Somalia deteriorate, which seems to be happening. Ethiopia is in talks with Somaliland to use Berbera port of Somaliland. So economic relations already there will be strengthened. Ethiopia is under attack from Al-Shabaab. Both Ethiopia and Somaliland can share intelligence about Al-Shabaab movements. And thirdly, Somaliland claims to be a self-declared country, but Somalia says it's part of Somalia. So Somaliland can be an ally for Ethiopia if Ethiopia-Somalia relations don't go the right way. So that is why we are seeing this increased cooperation, and some say preparations are being made before PM Abiy's visit. He could visit Hargeisa in coming days. Meanwhile, another top Ethiopian delegation was in South Sudan 2 days ago. Redwan Hussein led this delegation. He is National Security Advisor of Ethiopia. I think Ayub Tolina, State Minister of Finance, also accompanied him. Redwan says that this visit of South Sudan focused on security issues, exchange of intelligence. Ethiopia has been saying that some armed groups take shelter in South Sudan, like Gomez fighters and OLA as well. And from South Sudan, attacks are carried out on Gambelas in Gambela region of Ethiopia. So there are border issues, and there are issues related to movement of armed groups across the border. That is why perhaps this delegation was in South Sudan. But Ayub Tolina Minister of Finance was also there. It means that some economic issues came under discussion too. Thirdly, we have a new story from Mekelle, Tigray's capital, viewers. We know that yesterday, top foreign delegation consisting of EU Special Envoy, US Special Envoy, ambassadors of UK, Canada, Italy travelled to Tigray yesterday. They held some discussions and then they issued a joint statement. In the previous video, I had a detailed look at the joint statement. They are urging the start of talks and resumption of basic services in Tigray. US Special Envoy Mike Hammer and US Shocked Affairs Tracy Ann Jacobson visited some food warehouses where food aid is being stored in Mekelle. And they have shared pictures as well. US Embassy in Ethiopia has shared pictures of Tracy Ann Jacobson and Mike Hammer while visiting the food aid warehouses in Mekelle. And US Embassy in Ethiopia has shared pictures showing full warehouses full of aid pending distribution. Catholic Relief is the organization which will distribute this aid. But the organization says it has no fuel. It is waiting for arrival of fuel for distribution of this aid from Mekelle to other towns, cities, rural areas. It means that delivery of fuel to Tigray is not improving. There has been slight improvement, but the improvement is still less than what is needed. That is why you see that you can see that warehouse is full, and US Embassy is once again asking Ethiopian government that it should provide fuel to Catholic Relief, US aid, so that this aid pending distribution in Mekelle be distributed. This is Mekelle, where aid is pending distribution. What about rural areas? It takes time if you want to transport food aid from Mekelle to Shire or to central part of Tigray. It takes time. It takes sometimes days if you want to enter rural areas without road infrastructure. So a lot needs to be done. Aid is arriving in Tigray. At the same time, fuel should also arrive in Tigray in sufficient amount. Fourthly, two news stories about Oromia. Oromo Studies Association, an NGO based in the US, held a two-day conference 2 days ago, and the subject of discussions was self-determination for Oromos in Oromia. The organization has been working for Oromos for years, led by Ibisa Ragasa. Jawar Mohammed was not invited to this conference. Bekele Garba was there. Professor Asifa Jalata spoke as well. And 2 days ago, I reported that there were some disputes within the organization about invitation to Jawar. It has been confirmed now because Ibisa Ragasa was interviewed by a news channel a few hours ago. He confirmed. He said some members of OSA were not in support of inviting Jawar because Jawar's views about self-determination are not clear. That is why he was not invited. So it means that Jawar Bekele Garba's trip, if it was meant to unite diaspora, it is not proving to be successful because people are doubting Jawar's loyalty to Oromo cause. And most of diaspora, Oromo diaspora, is in support of independence of Oromia, self-determination, Oromia country. Jawar is a staunch supporter of Ethiopian Federation, though he tried to send a message across that Ethiopia should be united and Oromo's rights should be protected in united Ethiopia. But all Oromos do not seem to be agreeing with him. That is why we are seeing that he was not invited to OSA's conference. Now it has been confirmed. Lastly, Oromo Liberation Army backed news sources are sharing pictures of a service card and a Motorola set, wireless set, and they are claiming that an ENDF officer, Ethiopian National Defense Force officer, has been killed. Since no denial has been seen by ENDF, that is why we are sharing this news story. The incident happened reportedly in southern Oromia in Guji, West Guji zone of Oromia. Here, an ENDF convoy was ambushed by OLA fighters, and this commander, Basha Analim, died. He was killed in this ambush, according to OLA. OLA fighters have not shared pictures of dead bodies. No picture of the crime scene or the incident scene. No video. OLA fighters mostly share videos as well. But no videos, no pictures, only picture of the service card of this ENDF officer is being shared. If ENDF has any correction, we'll update you. So far, no statement from Ethiopian National Defense Force. Thank you for watching.